Well, with two very opposing opinions, broadcaster Martin Daubney and journalist Rebecca Reid are here. Welcome to you both. Martin, let me start with you. This has caused quite a lot of outrage, the fact that people are seeing that this university is sitting there saying, we need to teach people this.
Yeah, I think it's caused outrage because undergraduates, 18-year-olds, are feeling, I think, understandably concerned that they're being taught how not to be rapists, which I think straight away is very confrontational if you're 18. Now, do we agree that teaching consent to youngsters is a good thing? Absolutely. I do it. I go to schools, I talk to kids who are 13, 14, 15, 16. You know, I spent 6 months making a show about porn addiction and the effects of porn. The NSPCC today are talking about how toxic porn can be. But 18 is simply too late. If these people are walking into the world without this information, then we failed them. Secondly, is this the right way to do it? The women's officers are taking hold of this, I think, in a sort of ideologically driven manner. We don't know if this is going to be taught to men and women, trans, the gay community, we don't know. We do know the women's officer has a stance, a war on lad culture, which I think feels like this information will be directed as a weapon towards heterosexual working-class white men, lads, that's who they are, and they feel alienated by this. And we are seeing already across the UK men refusing to go to these, and they're going to get fined 30 quid for going. Now, that's not consent. That's enforcement. A consent class isn't... You know, it's compulsory. So, that runs against the ideology.
Rebecca, what's your thoughts on this? Are you along the lines that it's better to be doing something than nothing?
I totally agree. If we could start earlier, that would be better. We should be starting with children. Children shouldn't be in a situation where they're forced to do, like, when you're asked to kiss your relative and it makes you really uncomfortable. That's starting really early with this idea that it's OK to be expected to have intimacy that makes you uncomfortable. But, so I agree completely, we need to start earlier. But we can't just do nothing with the current crop of people who are over the age of sort of 6 or 7 because we haven't done it yet. So it's not necessarily the perfect solution, but it is much better than doing nothing.
But aren't we just assuming that, therefore, these young men are all rapists unless taught otherwise?
So I feel that when you go to university in your freshers week, you are expected to go to a lot of things where you're taught things. You go to a fire drill, you go to a library initiation, and that's not to assume that you're stupid or that you don't know how to set something on fire. It's because it's a procedure, and it's there to try and help you be safe.
And that, can I just say, that is fair enough. But if I went to my first week of university and I was told, you have to come to this lesson to be told not to be a rapist or not to sexual abuse someone, I think I'd be outraged. Because, I mean, personally, I would sit there and go, well, that's not something I would want to do or will ever do.
But the sad truth is, it does need to be done, because I only graduated 2.5, 3 years ago, and when I was there, consistently I saw, and it was generally young men, do things that were completely inappropriate sexually without realising that what they were doing was wrong.
There's a poll in The Guardian, 34% of students indicated that they had experienced some form of sexual abuse along the way. Your worry is that the more normal this becomes, the more we accept it.
Yes, I think so. And I think it got to a place where if you sit around with your girlfriends the next morning and you go, I woke up and he was having sex with me, your friends will be like, oh my God, yeah, that happened to me too. Not, you should report him, that is horrific.